So we are looking at how to conquer underachievements, and there are a couple of things. There are a couple of two powerful elements, two powerful things, and two powerful laws that we will be handling today. That if you practice these laws consistently for the rest of your life, I can categorically tell you that you will never be an underachiever when it comes to your life, your career, and your business. And if there is something I hate, is to see somebody perform below their potentials. I feel like you're an embarrassment to God who gave you these potentials, and you're embarrassing your own future. And sometimes I feel like at the end of life, some people, if God could just maybe just open your mind, just open your heart, open your spirit, and say, look at the things you should have achieved, but you did not even go up to 10% of those things. That's one of my greatest fears in life. One of my greatest fears in life is not is not to be poor. It's not um, it's not death. One of my greatest fear in life is that at the end of this all, I did not fulfill all the potential that God has given me. Like I looked at the end, I look back and I have regret. Oh, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you try this? Why didn't you venture into this? Why didn't you stretch yourself like this? Why did you? I wanna stretch, I wanna push, I wanna strive. So that at the end, I'm so, oh, I'm happy I tried this and I even failed. I'm happy I did this and I messed up. I'm happy I did this, it didn't work, and I did it like this and it worked better, right? And that's one thing. That's why it's good to push yourself, stretch yourself, so that you don't have regrets at the end of life. And today, there are some things that if you practice, you put them to work as a professional, as an entrepreneur, you will overcome underachievement. Number one is the law of forced efficiency. The law of forced efficiency. The law of forced efficiency. And one key thing that I'm looking at is forced. Like, you're forcing something, right? I love that. Sometimes there are a couple of statements that people make, like, oh, if it's going to be, it's going to be. It is well, or God's will, and all of that. Yeah, those things are good, but there are some things in your life that will never happen until you force it. It is spiritually right and physically right and professionally ethical for you to, that's why I love the word engineering. People who live life from the place of guesswork and timidity, assumptions, and wishful thinking, and hoping, just hoping, oh, I am hoping things will turn out right. I am hoping. I always say, before you use the word or the statements that I am hoping things will work out right, make sure that you have done your part humanly possible. You have done all you can in all thy might to influence the kind of success that you desire. I want to charge you from now henceforth. There are some things you've got to force the efficiency. The more things you have to do in a limited period of time, the more you will be forced to work on your most important task. And let me tell you, people, we don't have a lot of time. 80 years is not a lot of time. 100 years on this earth is not a lot of time. I'm telling you, it's not. 24 hours is not. Sometimes I guess that I started, I was working in the office, just doing a few things, and I told it was 2:30, 3 o'clock. I was like, but when did I wake up really? When did I really come to the office? When is it 4 o'clock? Yet you start and you look like now till June is already filled and almost finished, already like totally booked and finished. I'm like, there's no time. There's no time. I love this interview I was watching by Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is one of the world's best investors, the father of investment. And this journalist was sharing an experience. He reached out to Warren Buffett and requested that he would like to interview Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett sent him back an email and said, young man, I have just 4,000 days left on earth. And I am very intentional when it comes to the kind of meetings I have and the kind of activities I do, because for the 4,000 days left on earth, I need to ensure that I put them on important tasks only. So I'm giving you this number of minutes to come to my office and interview me, and you are not supposed to be 1 minute late. Now, the one thing that baffles me and one thing that struck me so powerful when I heard that was that as wealthy, I think he's the fourth richest man now, whatever, as wealthy as he is very conscious. He has already calculated, he has already estimated how much he has to live on earth, how much time he has left. And he knows that, okay, this is averagely how much I have. And I need to ensure that I am not wasting time. Many young people live life believing that because they are young, oh, I am still young, I am still this, they have a lot of time to party, to hang around and do unnecessary things and all of that. There's nothing in party. You can party with things that make sense. You can party in places that make sense, in places that are valuable. You can go for Tuesday programs, you go, even if you go and have fun, but it should be a place that you can build quality relationships with people that make sense. There's nothing wrong with partying and relaxing and hanging out, but make sure that you are very conscious of it. I have just 30 years left to live. I have just 50 years left to live. And these years are not much. If you look at the potentials you have and the things you have to manifest, it is time to start enforcing the law of forced efficiency. Start knowing that you have a lot of things to achieve. You have destiny ahead of you. You have dreams and long-term goals to manifest. You have a destiny and legacy to leave for yourself, for your name, for your next generation. And you have limited time to do a lot of this. Entrepreneurs will tell you, people that are working now and trying to build a business, they will tell you that they have limited time. And one of the best ways to avoid underachievement and become focused and dedicated to important tasks is for you to forcefully produce relevant work and focus on important tasks all the time, in the day and in the night. If it's time to sleep, sleep is an important task. If it's time to eat, eat is an important task. If it's time to study, study. It's time to build systems for your business, build it. If it's time to work on your professional profile online, update it. If it's time to make sure that you're focusing on critical tasks. There's something I always talk about, the law of accelerating your life. And one of those laws is for you to always identify the task in your life that if you achieve those tasks, if you get that task done, it has the capabilities of accelerating your life and your career, even your business, to another level. This is another way of saying that there is never enough time to do everything, but there is always enough time to do the most important things. Yes, there is always enough time to do the most important things, if only you create time for it. That is why it's important to spend your limited mental and physical energy. Yes, spend your limited, we have limited energy. We have limited physical energy, like especially mental energy. That's why, like someone like me, I avoid a lot of unnecessary arguments and anger and all of that, because you're wasting energy that you could have focused on more important things. If there is something, communicated freely as much as possible and make sure you guard your energy. It's the same for your physical energy. You cannot just sit and then you're walking the street aimlessly doing nothing. That's why, like, something I don't believe in seeing people off when they come to visit me or if I come to visit you. Why are you seeing me off? If I come to your house, bring me in your house and let me leave and stay at your house. Do what I'm supposed to, let me go. Am I going? Some people are going to waste time like 30 minutes discussing on the road just because you went to see somebody off. That's waste of time, mental energy, and physical energy. If you come to see me off and you're going, I walk you off at my door. All right, thank you for coming. We are very good friends, but I'm not seeing you off the street. It's time for you to go, so be going very fast. Tell me to stay in my house and do my work. Simple. So if I come to visit you, don't see that way. I want people not to see me off. If I come to visit your office at your house, you'll notice. I don't, when you try to, I don't bother seeing me off. I'll even refuse it. It's not necessary. You're wasting my mental energy. We're talking unnecessarily. You're wasting my physical energy. I've got to be walking slow. There are many things I get to calculate. It's not necessary. So you need to guard your mental energy and your physical energy intentionally. It's very critical. So spend your limited mental and physical energy on just those tasks that are the most vital to your success. Spend your limited mental. Always be conscious of this. You have limited energy. Ask players, they will tell you, when they play for 90 minutes, like they're exhausted. Not to talk of you have to bond it, you have to work from, let's say, 7 a.m. Like, okay, so we have been up since, let's say, 3:30 or 3:45, and you go to bed at 10 p.m. or so, or 11 p.m. You need to preserve a lot of energy throughout the day so you can focus on important things. That's how you beat underachievement, and make sure that you're focusing on important tasks. Spend your limited mental and physical energy on just those tasks, that are the most vital to your success. Hear that? On just those tasks that are the most vital to your success. There will never be enough time to do everything that you have to do. There will never be enough time to do everything that you have to do. If you have ample time to do your work, you are probably underemployed, underpaid, or moving along the long road to underachievement and disappointment in your career. Let me start that again. If you have ample time to do your work, you are probably underemployed, underpaid, and moving along the low road to underachievement and disappointment. If you are successful, you will almost always have too much to do and too little time. I was talking with somebody in the office yesterday. I was telling him, he's a startup entrepreneur, and I was telling him, if you are sitting here as an entrepreneur, and there are days you always feel like, what should I be doing today? Then you are underperforming and you have not discovered your job response, your job description as a startup entrepreneur. Let me tell you, I'm very sincere with you. If you are an entrepreneur or even a professional and you have ever felt that you have a lot of time in your hands, instead, you are on the wrong path. There are many things that you are doing wrong. There are many things that you're doing wrong. Like, my somebody will say like that, I just watch film now. There's no work to do, nothing to be done today. Or it's weekend, I don't have time. Really? You should instead be struggling to squeeze time to rest. Because if you categorically look at your dreams, your business startup dreams, or even your career dreams, and you're very intentional at picking up the right task to focus on, I can tell you, you will never, ever have free time. And most of the time, if you are not careful and disciplined, you will always discover that you are crunching into your rest time, into your sleeping time, because that is always only the time available that you can tamper with. Yes. Sometimes when I'm busy throughout the day, the only time that I can tamper with is sleeping time. I can only reduce my sleep for that day, nothing else. Or I can look at a meeting I'm supposed to have physically and I push the meeting virtually. I find ways to reduce it. Or there's a meeting I'm supposed to have in the office and it's not important. I just tell you I'm not around. I'm off the office and I focus on important tasks. I weigh the meeting, I weigh the task, and I say, okay, you know what? Wait, let's postpone the meeting. Because you always have limited time to do, because you always have a lot more to do. Especially startup entrepreneurs, if you're starting, you have a lot of work to do, double work to do, a lot of it. That's why I always pity if you're a startup entrepreneur, you're a full-time entrepreneur, and you're putting in less than 14, 12 hours on your business every day, you are underperforming. And there are many things that you have not started doing for your startup that they will catch up with you tomorrow. You need to sit and build systems. In the day, you're looking for customers, you're selling. In the night, you're building systems. There are startup entrepreneurs listening to me right now. You don't have a recruitment system. You don't have policies for your staff. You don't have marketing systems. You don't have governance structure systems. You don't have a filing system for your documents. But you claim you have time. Who is going to do those things for you? And those are things you're building from scratch. And those are high value tasks that you should be doing. There are many things you don't know. You need to read. You're an entrepreneur, listen to me. You have never read one business book from start to finish. One. You have never read one business book from start to finish. And you claim you have time. You have never read a book on strategy. And you claim you have time. So you have to go and repent. Only by stretching yourself can you discover how much you are capable of achieving. You can only find out how far you can go by going too far. Stretch yourself and go too far. You can only learn your true capacity by stretching yourself to your limits. This is one thing I love to do. I love to stretch myself to my limits. I love to try and do something I've never done before. I love to see how it feels to do that. You can only perform at your highest potential. You can only perform at the level where you can beat on the achievement when you are working on the most valuable use of your time. Never forget that. You can only perform at your highest potential when you are working on the most valuable use of your time. That's why I believe in the power of priorities for the day and for the week. When you set out for the week, have key priorities for your career and your business. These are the high value tasks that I have to conquer for the week. This is one of the best ways to consistently have testimonies every week. When you consistently have high tasks, high value tasks that you achieve every week, you will always be on the news. You will always have good news for yourself. You always have results for yourself that you can even celebrate yourself and advance the course of your life or business. Increase your financial status, increase your career status, increase your business growth. There's no way you can expect to be a high performer or to be a peak performer or to perform at your highest potential when you cannot make the most valuable use of your time by identifying daily the most important task for the day to achieve that will increase your ability to perform at your highest level. You must always be asking yourself this important question. This is a question that every peak performer should always ask. So my friends, my close friends always say that it's as if I always know what to do and when to do always. One of the best ways to always know what to do that is important to you in your life and when to do it is to always ask this kind of question. What is the most valuable use of my time right now? How can I make good use of my time right now? This is the question to always ask when you feel like you have a lot of time on your hands, or when you feel like you are lazing around, or when you feel like you have gone back to your comfort zone. Always ask yourself this question. What is the most valuable use of my time right now? And you discover that you are sitting and chit-chatting unnecessarily. They say, oh, you know what? I am not making valuable use of this my time. I have sisters. I used to have sisters since I don't live with them anyway. Right? I have sisters. And in their house, this thing of seeing people off, I used to hate it when I was still much in secondary school or so. You come and see me off, I'm not seeing you. Come to my house, I'm not seeing you off. You're on your own. If I'm playing my game on my laptop or on my computer, my mom used to say, are you not going to see your friend off for what? I'll sit there, bye, see you tomorrow. We are finished. And my sisters, I remember this, my particular sister, when she goes to see somebody off, just program, you will not see her for 1 hour. She will talk until and come back in the house in the night. Experience in wasting time. You've got, anytime you're doing something, ask yourself, what is the most valuable use of my time right now? Are you focusing on the right activities? Keep yourself on track and focused on your most important responsibilities by asking yourself over and over, what is the most valuable use of my time right now? This is something you have to always do. Please avoid wasting your valuable resource. One thing that I hate, some of you must have experienced that. If I'm supposed to meet you at 1 and you come at 1:30, I can guarantee you what 90% chances that before 1:20, I will already send you a message not to come again because I already replaced meeting you with another task. As simple as that. I've already done that already. So if you come 50 or 15 minutes late, I can tell you, I've probably already informed you that, sorry, I am not. And if it's a coaching program, I always tell you, you come late, when I'm not coaching you again, and there's no refund. If you already paid already, no refund. That's why you've got to pay. Anyways, right? As simple as that. Because you cannot waste my time just sitting like that, because in my mind already structured that from 1 p.m. I'm working on this task. And when you come late, you distort my psychology, you distort my spirit. Before you distort, I'm now trying to catch up with things which I don't like doing that. I like to focus on core things at the right time as they were programmed. And that is what guarantees my productivity. So you need to always do that. So my charge for you today, everybody, my charge for you is that from today, be sure that the task you are working on is the highest value task. The time that you're making good use of, you should make sure that you are focusing on high value tasks. And consistently remind yourself that anything else you do while your most important tasks remain undone is a relative waste of time. This is one thing that you should always beat yourself anytime you do this. You hear me? Beat yourself, shout at yourself. In short, if you have a mentor, call your mentor, say, mentor, please come and assist me to beat myself for doing something like this. What's that? Anytime that you spend time working on something else, meanwhile, you have an important task which you have not done, you are wasting your life, you are wasting your destiny, you are wasting your potential. You need to beat yourself, and you need to invite somebody to assist you in the beating, because that's one sign of the most stupid person that I've ever seen. One sign of stupidity and yeye people is that they procrastinate, or they take their time and they dedicate that time to do things that are not important. Meanwhile, they have their most important task staring at them, looking at them like that. How do you comfortably imagine a young man, a young, beautiful, intelligent lady? You have sense, you have goals, you have dreams, and you comfortably cross your leg and then you watch telenovela for 4 hours. Meanwhile, you have an important career task that you have not done for the last 1 week, for the last 1 month. Meanwhile, if they give you a CV to write, you cannot write it. If they give you 10 minutes to talk, well, you cannot talk sense. Pigeon will come inside, and all the sense that you have in your field will be finished. But you are comfortably, seriously, with all attention and focus, watching a telenovela. The kind of small thing that they have done on your head, we need like 4 men of God to deliver you. So you need to beat that. Nothing pains me like when somebody wastes my time and come late for something. Meanwhile, I would have used that time to complete an important task. Or I have an important task undone, and then you're wasting my time unnecessarily. I am very good at cutting discussion. Oh, thank you, bye. Oh, it's okay. I will just use the time to. If you're talking to me, I hear me thanking you a lot. Know that that's my way of saying, you know what, get out. You are overstaying your welcome already. You're over talking, which is not necessary. Or at some point, I just leave. Or if it was online, I just leave. You don't want to hear indirectly that the talk is too much already. And for those who know me too well, you know that I don't like calls. People talk a lot on calls. I prefer text or voice notes. When they're specific, simple is done, or emails, it's done. People call, since there's free, there's no, they say WhatsApp calls that it doesn't cost much. Basically, like £1 for 1 minute to talk on WhatsApp. Somebody will now talk unnecessarily. Waste of time unnecessary. The second law that is important is the law of decision. There is no way you can be a peak performer if you don't master the art of making firm decisions. Decision making is a core element for high achievers. The law of decision states that every great leap forward in life is preceded by a clear decision and a commitment to action. Oh man, I just love this. Every great step in life, every great step forward in life, every great leap in life is preceded by a clear decision and a commitment to action. I hope this is as deep to you as it was deep to me the first time I read about it. That is why today, when something enters my head and I am certain for it, I go for it. I get it done immediately. No need of doing mago, going around the circles, because I know that manifestation of great results start with a firm decision and a commitment to take action immediately. Decision making without the commitment to take action is a complete waste of time. That's why I don't like people who say, oh, I am trying to. I think I won one of my mentees yesterday. She sent something to me and I said something and he says, yeah, I'll be trying my best. I warn him, I don't want to ever again hear the word trying from your mouth. It's either you're doing it with your best or you're not. Trying means that I am planning to fail. Don't do things, oh, let me try and see. Get it done. If you fail very well, learn very well and move forward. Simple. That's how great men succeed. They don't succeed by trying. I'll try my best. What nonsense. Did you read trying in school? Get it done. Make a decision, get it done. That is the law of decision making. All high achieving men, all high achieving women are decisive in their thinking and in their actions. Are decisive in their thinking. I don't like people who say, oh, I am planning to, oh, I am thinking to, I was checking that there, I was looking at it, and you are always a go. You are never doing anything, you are never decisive in your thinking and in your decision. That's why sometimes people say that, like sometimes I think that I may not have emotion because I'm very good at cutting to the chase. There's no time of going up and down unnecessarily. If something's wrong, I'll tell you, okay, this is wrong, this is what happened, and this is it. If you are beating up and down, that's already your problem, actually. I will not join you in beating up and down. When my clients come, okay, this is what happened, okay, this is where you are wrong, do this, do this, do this. I like, sorry, is the coaching done? Yes, it's done. Go get a job done. Be decisive in your thinking and in your actions. Don't when you're going around, you're talking up and down unnecessarily. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, fine. What next? This should be done and let's move forward. Be decisive. Don't waste 2 days, 3 hours, 10 months analyzing things, analyzing, and nothing is happening. Look, come again. The primary law of decision states that every great leap forward, it means that the only way for you to move forward is for you to be decisive in your thinking and your action. It's not for you to be talking up and down. Too much talking does not take you forward. It is simple analysis, make a conclusion, make a decision, and move forward, point blank. Don't loiter around and say things that are unnecessary. Move forward. Peak performers think things through carefully in advance. Yes, that's one sign that you are enforcing the law of decision, because there is no proper decision without analysis. There's no proper decision without proper concentration. There's no proper decision without proper thinking. It is important. Again, all high achieving men and women are decisive in their thinking and in their actions. They take specific actions to turn those decisions into realities. They take specific actions to turn those decisions into realities. The ability to make good decisions is one of the most important skills of successful people. If you want to be a successful person, you need to master the art of being decisive in your thinking and being decisive in your actions. That's why some people are still struggling between job and business. Are you going to do business? Or are you going to do job? They still want to hold the two, and they're still thinking, they're still confusing, and they're slowing themselves on both sides. If you're focused on career, okay, rise in career. Build relationships with different companies. Become a highly sought after professional as a career professional. Okay, that is good. You want to build a business, okay, build the business. Grow your customers. Build relationships. Become a top leader in that business sector. Investor, be decisive in your decision, in your thinking, and in your actions. That is what raises successful people. After a study, as Bryan Tracy says, after a study, it was found out that the one distinguishing behavior of the more rapidly promoted managers in the workplace is that they were more decisive in everything they did. So a research was carried out, and various managers were interviewed, and staffs were interviewed, and all of that. And after that research, it was discovered that the one factor, the one behavior that distinguishes high-performing managers from low-performing managers, and the highest number of managers that were promoted into senior positions and C-suite executives were managers who were decisive in everything they did, decisive in their thinking, decisive in their actions, decisive in entering new markets, decisive in recruiting staff, decisive in terminating staff, decisive in whatever they were doing. They were very decisive. No waiting unnecessarily. You have the right data, you have the right information. Okay, let's analyze, come to a conclusion, and get to work. Move forward. Simple. That was what was discovered. On the actual job, however, the research continues. The most successful managers were willing to actually make decisions and take actions, while unsuccessful managers were afraid to decide for the fear of making mistakes. Yes, one thing about being decisive in your thinking and your action is that you are not afraid to make mistakes. You are a bulldozer. You are like a rocket launcher. You set out boldly. You are ready for whatever comes. You are decisive in your thinking. You are decisive in your actions. You take immediate steps. You set out like a rocket launcher. Whatever you hit it. If it's good, praise God. If it's a mistake, praise God. Learn and move forward. There is no unnecessary emotions and whatever. You move forward. That is the power of the law of decision. So successful entrepreneurs, successful managers are willing to make decisions and take action even in the midst of failure and high probability that they are going to make mistakes. They still move forward. While unsuccessful managers are afraid Unsuccessful professionals and entrepreneurs are afraid to decide for the fear of making mistakes. Developing the habit of decisiveness can be the critical factor that enables you to take command of a situation and put you onto the fast track in your career. Absolutely. Developing the habit of decisiveness can be the critical factor that enables you to take command of a situation that puts you onto the fast track in your career. This is one of the laws that enabled me to make a decision in 2016. It is this career or nothing else. Because before then, I still used to plan to apply for jobs. Before then, I was still considering of going back to the microfinance where I used to work. Luckily, they used to still call me back. When I resigned, they didn't understand why I left. So they will still give me a chance. Come back, was going to take you back. Come back and work. And since that room was there, that I had a good relationship with the managers and all of that, I could go back and work. It used to be in my head, okay, if this entrepreneurship, if this business thing doesn't work, I'll go and get back a job. A job that's waiting for me and all of that. You see? One foot in and one foot out, and expect all of that. Are you going to be a child of God or not? Simple. And that's why, see, many people have not understood the power of decision as a spiritual principle. That's why even God himself, God as his God, he gives you the opportunity. Will you accept Jesus Christ? He's asking you a question. The human spirit commands a certain level of power. There is a blessing attached to decisiveness. Hear this, you have never known that. There is a blessing. There are certain breakthroughs that you will never manifest in your career and business until you decide on certain things. You will never see it. That's why there are some people that they get to handle massive results in their business and careers because they are all in body, spirit, and soul. They are so decisive and they've gone in for it. You're running a startup, even you don't believe in the future of that startup. You have not decided that it is this business or nothing. I was talking to my staff one time. I said, you see this concept, who is still 1 foot in. Imagine working for a boss who's looking for a job and working for a startup and he has employed you. So it means that he can abandon you there and run for the rest of his life or her life, and you are there alone. Your future is not guaranteed in that kind of a place. And let me tell you, in business, I've experienced it with my clients and for myself. There are some business breakthroughs that will only start manifesting when the laws of the universe, when God has seen that, you see, this one has chosen this path. So my only option is like you have put God in the corner. God, okay, my only option is to bless this path for this one. That's the power of decisiveness. You get the point? Developing the habit of decisiveness can be the critical factor that enables you to take command of a certain situation and put you onto the fast track in your career. Yes, high achievers are not necessarily those who make the right decisions. No, but they are those who make their decisions right. Yes. What does that mean? You can make a decision and you discover that it was a wrong decision, and you can still discipline yourself. You don't let emotions control you. You take charge of that situation. You make out the best of that bad situation and take it forward. Many people have turned good decisions bad because of stupid emotions. They unnecessarily acted quickly. But high achievers are not necessarily those who make the right decisions, but they are those people who make their decisions right. Yes. You made a decision and you not discover that, oh, maybe you're in the wrong path. Instead of complaining and whining and crying, start fixing it from there. Work on that decision and improve it, make it better, turn it, pivot it, improve it, be dynamic, be agile. Don't give up and start crying. Nobody's going to come to your help, come to your senses. I always tell people, God does not respect tears. God does not respect emotions. God is a God of principles and people doing what must be done. It's either you're praying or you're crying. It's either you're doing what the kingdom expects of you or you're crying. Simple as that. But if you cry, everybody can cry. Some people can even cry better than you. And you're trying to make noise that you want to cry. That is why decisive people accept feedback and self-correct themselves. Yes, they accept feedback from other people. And when they also discover that they are wrong, they self-correct themselves. They take in new information and they change when necessary. They change if necessary. Act boldly and unseen forces will come to your aid. That's the power of decisiveness. When you put the law of decision in force, when you enforce the law of decision and you start acting boldly, Bryan Tracy says, and I accept with him, I agree with him. He says that when you make a decision and you act boldly, unseen forces will come to your aid. Unseen angels will come and serve you. Unseen divine helpers will be released onto your path. There are some things that the universe, there are some things that God will not release onto your path until you have decided to act boldly and become decisive of the path that you have chosen. Not this from today and never forget, peak performers. Not this from today and never forget. Your willingness to take action, your willingness to be decisive rather than to delay and procrastinate seems to bring universal powers to your assistance. Your willingness from today to take action, your willingness from today to be decisive and do the right things without delay, without procrastinating, this will bring universal powers to your assistance. Do you want to command certain spiritual powers and certain universal powers to come to your command? Start today. Start today. Start taking action and being decisive on the right value activities. Pick out a high value task. Set out with body, spirit, and soul. Act boldly into that direction and get it done. Act as if it were impossible to fail, and it shall be. Yes, act as if it were impossible to fail, and it shall be. In that business, act as if that business is a 50-year-old business. That's one thing about entrepreneurs. If you are running a business now and you have never seen that your business in 2045, you have never seen that business in 2050, you have not seen that in 2030, you're going to have 1,000 employees. You have not seen that in 2040, you'll be in 4 countries and having 10,000 branches or whatever, then you are not yet in complete belief of that business. You are running that business, you are still thinking that someday it may fall and you will go get a job. Are you serious? That's why you're cursing your own business in your spirit. You're holding the, well, look at that business and act as if it is impossible for that business to fail. And I tell you, some unseen forces will be released into your direction to push that business forward. God will release people from nowhere to buy and to support and to partner with it, because your body, your spirit, your mind, your energy, physical, mental, everything about you is into building that business. And you believe that in 20 years, 40 years, 50 years, this business will be standing, because the way you believe in it, you believe in it as if it were impossible for that business to ever fail. And I tell you, it shall be. When you are in doubt for any reason, act as if it were impossible to fail and push forward. So I want to charge you, that project you have been doubting, that step that you have been doubting to take. I don't know, you're a career professional. You have been thinking of relocating to a better town. You have been thinking of relocating to a better country. You have been thinking of applying for a visa. You have been thinking of doing something. You are an entrepreneur. You have been trying to see, should I put all my hopes and business and finance into this thing and whatever you have been doubting? Make your analysis. And when you are done, if you want to talk with somebody, talk with somebody. And when you are done. When you are done, one sign that you are done thinking is that you are decisive of what you will do immediately from there. And when you have made that decision, act as if it were impossible to fail and push forward with that decision. Act as if there are no mistakes. Push forward. Go and do it. Go and do it. Go and do it. You have been holding onto that thing since last year, since the beginning of this year. Go and do it. Have you been thinking of opening a new branch? Go and do it. Have you been working alone for long? Are you thinking of employing one employee to assist you, an assistant or somebody? Do it. You will only see the other side of success when you have made the decision. There is no way that your mind can calculate the reality of the other side and show you. The only bridge between here and your other side and a better future is for you to be decisive in your thinking and take that action. Set out and you will be amazed. So from today, this Sunday, define the areas of your life and work where you need to make some clear and unequivocal decisions. Look at your life right now. Look at your finances. Look at your business. Look at your career. Look at all the important areas of your life where you need some very clear, unchallenging, decisive decisions. Decide to get in or get out. Simple. Decide and do it, or you're not doing it. Stop sitting on the fence. Stop trying to be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You're confusing the universe from blessing you. You're confusing your God from blessing you. You're even confusing your spirit. You don't know whether you should focus on this or on that. So decide, get in or get out, do it or don't do it. Simple. And remember from today, any decision is usually better than no decision at all. Any decision is usually better than no decision at all. That's it for today, everybody. Go and never be an underachiever. Questions and comments, and we'll round up for today. Cheers.